What's going on, YouTube modeling community? Pappy here at West Georgia Rods and Customs. Welcome back to the Unified Scale Auto Content Creators group build of YouTube, where our good friend Matthew over at Model Car Videos chose this old classic monogram kit, the 55 Ford F100 Street Rod, as his choice for us to build this year. I have built this kit one other time, and I'm gonna bring it out here just in a minute, just to kind of show y'all what I did in that build years ago, and I think it's been about 5 years ago when I first built this kit, versus what I'm going to be doing to it this time. So this is update number two. Just had a lot of things going on in the last few weeks. Really haven't. All I was able to do was post hey, I'm throwing my hat in the ring on this. But I really wanted to give everybody an update because the last few weeks has been busy for me getting prepped for the Acme, the 2023 Acme Southern Nationals here in Cartersville, Georgia. Between just my builds and the club itself, which I am a member of Acme, we're getting ready to host this in 3 weeks from today. So I'm really looking forward to the show. Looking forward to seeing everybody come down for the show, and just having a great time with all my friends and making a lot of new friends. That's what going to the shows really means a lot to me, is getting to see everybody from the year before and making new friends along the way. But anywho, let's pull this out. This is the box art. I love this old box art on this. This one's been around for a while. And it's starting to show its age on the as far as on the mold itself, but I'll point that out as well. Let me pull this out and we'll start. We'll show y'all everybody what we got going on right here. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to push all this to the side. I'll show y'all what all I've got done on this thing. I'm going to bring out my old bill from 5 years ago, and this was what I call double nickel. This was an inspiration of actually, it was an inspiration from a friend of mine that I had seen build this kit before. My good friend Shane Harold over at Man Cave Models, he built the same kit, and he painted his purple, and he called his Barney, and I love that thing. First time I ever seen it, I just fell in love with it. It was like, dang, Shane, just can you talk a little bit about and tell me what all you did? And he did. He was more than generous to show me what all he had done to get that kit turn out like it did. And it's just a beautiful build all around. But he lowered his, and this one right here is really slammed it. And in my video about how to lower this monogram kit, about lowering the 55 F100, go back to my archives. I've got that in there, and I hope that helps out some of you that that is building this right now, if you're really wanting to get that in the weeds stance. And I'm going to be incorporating everything that I've done on this as far as the suspension to the new build that I'm doing on this one. But I'm even some of the things that I did. We did the wood grain bed. I had to put wheel tubs back here in the back to accommodate the 23-inch Pegasus T's, and the 19s were in the front. Also, what I did to this build was I hinged the hood from the front, and that was Shane showed me how he did that, and it just bam, there you go. And it's pretty much, well, the engine, I used the kit engine in this and just did a lot of extra detail as far as plumbing, wiring, a lot of detail painting, where just really doll this thing up. So, but hood drops back down, really nice. Then I'll show y'all what I did to hinge this. Actually, I can show you on this one, but I'll show you on the bare styrene one. But we did up underneath it right there. A lot of detail painting went on it, and these Pegasus T's, they went on there just like a dream. So, but this was a fun kit. Pretty much, we painted this. Actually, I had to paint this about 3 times because I kept having paint problems. And this is a Hugger Orange. And if I remember correctly, I think I painted this with a Duplicolor, Hugger Orange, and a Duplicolor Clear. So, but I'm going to be utilizing a lot of what I used, how I built this particular one into the new one. Let's set this one off to the side here. The first thing that we started doing to the body was, and I'm gonna show y'all some things the old build. We had a problem, and I'm not gonna bring it back out here, but let me get a pointer right here. There was a bad gap between the cab and the bed. Once you got the bed on here, it was just a very wide gap. So I had to, the way that we remedied that was these little tabs right here. I had to trim those back off of the front right here. That way the cab would slide back more and pretty much, well, once you get it in there, it closes up to where it's a normal gap, not like that, like it was when I built the other one. But it really turned out, very well. I hadn't got the frame up under there, but that's what's causing that right there. But if you take you a piece of sandpaper or even a file or an X-Acto and trim that back, maybe just about a 1/16 of an inch. I mean, that'll give you the movement it'll take to push that back. It doesn't change the center to center on your wheel wells either, like you think it would. It actually squares it up more. But that really helps close that gap in right there. Also, now what we've done here with the let me set the hood off. What I did also was I took and shortened the frame as far as the frame rail right here, cut it off where the bumper attaches onto it. And there's a little, there's little slots right here that the frame extends out that you put your chrome bumper on. I did away with that. We filled up those gaps. We put a piece of styrene back behind here to back that up. We took some, I think it was 020 sheet styrene, fill those gaps in right here, glued them in, and got them puttied up. Got them pretty darn smooth. You can't hardly see them. I had got a little more putty filler that I had to put in right here, and we're going to sand that down later on this evening. Closed up the gaps right here around the corners right here, and rounded that out. Another thing that we did in order to hinge this hinge the hood forward from the front end was we had to close up these gaps right here where the hood hinge mounts in there and allows it to be hinged from the firewall. So closing that up, sanding that down smooth really enhances that. I'm going to spray some primer on that later on, make sure I hadn't got any gaps or anything. If I do, we'll cover, fill those in, keep going until that firewall is completely smooth. Gives that engine bay a lot cleaner look also. And then we talked about earlier how we hinge this truck with the hood. Actually, you're using everything that come in the hood, come in the kit. This is the hinge, little hinge piece that mounts up under there that you would hinge it from the front, or actually it would be like that. And that the hood would mount right here. So what we do to hinge it right here, with the hood in place, you want to use the hinging point right behind this the radiator core support right here. This piece, if I drop it again, this piece is actually going to not mount, but it will catch right up under that little lip right there. And that will allow the hood, you'll glue the hood down. You'll glue the hood just basically like that right there. If I can, hope everybody can see that. But that will be glued right there. Then I'll fill that in with epoxy across the that way it's a sturdy glue joint. And then we'll paint that. Then when you get it, once you get everything final assembled, you'll be able to tilt that back and that'll lock right there, right up under that radiator core support. Great little piece, great little tip, and I hope that helps somebody out right there. All right. Well, that being said, let's set the body over here out of the way. Let's get this part of the body or the bed. We get the also what I did is I've got to make some mini tubs for this. I hadn't got them made yet, but we got to make some mini tubs for the tires that we're going to use on this. And these are a set of Pegasus I don't even know what these things are called. Vantage, I believe. These are 23s. Yeah, these are Pegasus 23 Vantages, and I'm gonna run 23s front and back. There's plenty of room now that I've got gonna build a set of tubs up under here. So we'll get these put up under there, and they will really be low and mean right here once we get them mounted in. Same thing with the front, as far as the front cab. We had to do a little grinding right here on the inside of the fender well, on the inner fender well. That way, these get tucked up under there just like that, and they're really low and mean to the ground. And then I'll show y'all how we're going to accommodate that low stance with the on the frame. So let me set these off to the side. But we got to make some mini tubs to go in here later on. Might do that tonight, maybe tomorrow. But we'll get these tubs in here and get them smoothed out pretty soon. And that's pretty much all that we did right here. And one of the things I'm planning on doing also is I'm filling in all the holes, the mounting holes. There's a mounting hole right here for the rear tail lights. I fill those in with round dowel. We'll be sanding those smooth because the tail lights I'm going to do a rolled rear pan right here. I'm going to come off right below the tailgate, extend that out, and then roll that up under there. Then fill in that piece from the rear fender all the way to the roll pan, and we'll blend all that in. Once we get it blended in, I'm going to drill 4 round holes for tail lights to go in right here, and we're going to French those tail lights in right there, and then we'll smooth that, get everything smoothed in, and we're going to put a recessed license plate in right here. So that's coming down the pipe on that right there. That's probably a part of what I'll get done this weekend. Now the frame, if you go back to my tutorial how I did this, I've already got this is a Dodge K-member front end. And you can really lower this. I've already got it glued into the frame itself. And if you notice that I've shortened, where the brackets for the fenders, I've cut them off totally. I've cut these off right here that goes out to the rear, flush with this rear cross member right here. And if you notice something different right here, in order to get this lower, I cut this cross member out that was it went like that, and that was what the rear chunk would be glued to. But so this goes out, that gets thrown away. We smooth this seam up right in here, and that way. And if you go back, give reference to my tutorial. This is the independent rear suspension that comes with the kit. And this is an awesome little piece for lowering. Now, in the way it's supposed to mount, you got 2 mounting holes right here that these swing arms, you got one small, 2 little mounting tabs right here that goes in those holes, and then your center gear housing goes right here. All right, we've done away with the cross member. We're filled up the holes right here, but that is going to tell me where that is at. And what we did, we took and we hold this with our fingers, and then we bend these out as far as we can without breaking them. And instead of mounting on top of the frame, we mount those down beside the frame. And then it allows that swing arm to drop down lower, and the axles, as far as the independent rear suspension axles, to go down closer to the bottom of the frame. Also, with the axle, as far as with the rear housing, this is your front housing. This is your rear housing that's finned. You can take a razor saw and cut this little square piece off right here. Cut it flush, and that allows you to get it down in there as low as you can. It pushes up in close, almost touching the bottom of the floor bed of the floor itself up underneath. But that is we're almost ready for that. I may even do some more. I may kind of round this out a little bit more where the axles, that way I can get it up in there and it'll be a little lower. What we're going to do here in the front with this old K member, I'll take my Dremel with a cutting disc on it. We're going to cut this pitman arm off right here flush with the bottom of the lower A-arm. That goes away, and then what we do is take a round piece of stock, some of the evergreen styrene, and then we fill in from the lower A-arm to the upper A-arm, and then we'll pin an axle about right at the top of that, and that really pushes that rear, usually that low and mean stance right there. So we'll be working on that this weekend, probably after the hangout tonight. If not, we'll get some more done to it. But also, now what we're going to be doing as far as everybody's like, Pappy, what engine you going to put on it or put in it? Well, that's glad you asked. Let me set this out. Let me get all the other stuff. This is the kit engine. Excuse me. This is the kit engine that come with the kit, and it's a 302 EFI. It's a great looking little engine, but I'm gonna change this from a 302 to a Boss 429. How am I gonna do that? Well, we ain't got to worry about bore and stroke on these things, but this kit engine has got a nice looking Cobra oil pan. I really like this, and what we did, we just went ahead, assembled it, smoothed everything up on the bell housing and the transmission, got everything smooth right there across the front. I had some heads off of a Boss 429, and I had the heads as well as the valve covers and what else do I have? Oh yeah, I had a single carb intake for that. And basically all I did was just took these heads, and they will mount right about there. They fit perfectly. They drop down just a little bit. You won't even see how low they are. There's just a little bit of overlap right there, but that's fine. It's not causing any clearance issues inside the engine or in the engine bay. And then these old Boss 429, they'll mount on there like that, and of course it says Ford across the top of the valve cover along with right here. We will that will turn out very very well. Then this old intake fits right down in between those big heads as it is, and we'll put a single carb on top of that, and then put top that off with maybe a Parts by Park aluminum air cleaner, and then wire it up with one of the Parts by Park distributors. But we took the kit headers, drilled holes in them, so the headers, or I think really headers, more of an exhaust manifold. Those will be pinned in there right there, and they fit just perfectly right to that. That way I can custom form the exhaust tubes up to those exhaust manifolds. And then the timing chain cover mounts just right to the front, and bam, goes from a 302 to a Boss 429. But a lot going on with this build. Just really been having a lot of fun doing all these little details to it. And better put that over there. I'll end up losing it. But that's where we're at right now with the Unified Scale Auto Content Creators of YouTube group build. And Matthew, great choice again. I cannot wait to start getting some paint on this thing. We're going to go back with the not really Hugger orange. I'm going to be spraying nail polish on this one this year. This is I forget what color this is. I can't even read it. I ain't got my darn glasses on. This is a LA Colors fingernail polish called Super Bloom. And it is a very bright orange. You almost can see you can see some oranges and some reds and pinks and purples. And if you tilt it different colors, it's not a color shift. It's a really fluorescent type orange nail polish. But we're going to be spraying nail polish with this. I'll mix this 50-50 with some of the Mr. Hobby unicorn tears. and we'll be getting that sprayed once we get the body smoothed up and everything. Some of the other things that I'm planning on doing to the body, other than the roll pan, things like that, I've already taken off all the emblems right here on the hood. We're going to shave the door handles. We're taking the rear pinning up these two holes for the rear view mirror mounts right here. We'll get them sanded down this weekend. And I'm also thinking about taking the drip rail off completely, getting that cut off and all the way around the front and smoothing up this body a lot more. But really having a lot of fun with this. Can't wait to I've really been enjoying watching everybody else's what they're doing with theirs. But if you got any questions or anything you want to ask, drop me a message down in the message box below, and I'll try to get them answered as quickly as possible. But everybody have yourself a great weekend. Remember, folks, if you can dream it, build it. God bless y'all. Pappy out of here.